Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are reviewing a 2025 Ford Maverick Lobo. Let's get into it. Before we get started, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Joe Machens Capital City Ford here in Jefferson City, Missouri for allowing me time with this vehicle. Please reach out to Mike for all your vehicle needs. Powering this Ford Maverick Lobo is the 2-liter I4 turbocharged engine producing 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque through a 7-speed automatic transmission. Starting in the front here, you will notice Maverick Lobo gets this vertical style grille, which is different from the standard Mavericks. Color matched bumper, fog lights, as you can see here, LEDs. You get some daytime running lights as well. This is the Velocity blue color. Looks really good with the black wheels, in my opinion. Speaking of wheels, we have 225 55 R19. So these are street tires, obviously, for this street performance truck. Suspension. This is performance tuned suspension. We'll talk about that a little more in a little bit. We have the Lobo graphic right here. Badge, I should say. Color matched mirrors, color matched door handles. So what is the Maverick Lobo? It's really kind of in a class of its own. Look at this as a street performance truck. So difference from the standard Maverick, it is a 1/2 inch lower in the front and about 1.1 inches lower in the back. So it gives it that low riding look, as you can kind of see here. Coming to the back, pretty standard, just like the other Mavericks. We have these big taillights, Maverick stamped in the hood. Got a black Ford logo in your rear view camera there. As far as the tailgate goes, it is not dampening and it's not powered. No bed liner in this. We do get this nifty little compartment here. And then we get tie downs in each corner, as well as on the bed, as you can see right there. Just talking about towing, this does only tow about 2,000 pounds. There is a 4K tow package that you can add to this Maverick, which obviously bumps up your towing to about 4,000 pounds. See if we got a sticker on this vehicle as well. So let's take a look here. 2025 Maverick Lobo, Velocity blue, black onyx trim on the interior. So there is only one option on this Maverick, and it is the 19-inch black aluminum wheels for $100. That is the only option. So that brings our total MSRP to $37,725. It's pretty cheap for a truck. It is a compact truck, but it is a truck nonetheless. If we take a look at the inside, we'll see some more Lobo touches. So pretty standard. I mean, it has the same interior as other Mavericks. We get this blue accent, kind of gray and navy. Hard top here, soft touch here. Lots of storage. I like this cutout for taller water bottles. That's pretty intuitive if you ask me. Standard speakers. We have our lighting controls and more blue accent throughout. Hard dash. We get power seats. And if we talk about the payload in this vehicle, 1,118 pounds. Not the best, not the worst. You can haul stuff with it and do truck things if needed. So here's kind of the difference. You get these seats in this Lobo. So we have the yellow and blue stitching, and then we get the Lobo in the seat. And these are super comfortable, super squishy leather seats. And then you'll see the yellow and blue trim carries into the steering wheel here. And we just have a manual adjusting steering wheel as well. Let's hop in. Seat going back. So starting this up. So we do have a digital gauge cluster here. It's pretty small, but this is a small truck, so it all makes sense. Let's, whoa, fan speed. All right, taking a look at the steering wheel here. We have our cruise control on the left, volume control, and our modes on the right here. So speaking of modes, you see this button, we'll change it. So we get normal, sport, tow haul, Lobo. So this is obviously specific to the Maverick Lobo, is this Lobo drive mode. And from what I've seen, it really just turns your stability control intervention off. And so it kind of helps going around turns. It kind of makes you feel like you're racing this truck, if that makes any sense at all. So that's unique to this Lobo as well. And then we also get eco and slippery. We'll leave it in normal for now. Then coming to just the standard wipers and blinker, we do get paddle shifters in the Lobo as well. That's nice to see. More blue accent on our vents here. Volume knob. Here's our seat buttons. This just kind of brings us to a home screen. Defrost, don't know what that is. Engine start stop, bunch of storage down here in our USB chargers. Here's our gear shifter, parking brake, ABS control, auto start stop. Then there's some more storage here. If you look at this infotainment, all the climate controls are in here. So there's a lot of things you can do in this screen. We also get storage above it. Standard rear view mirror. Getting sidetracked, but sunglass holder. Nice to see. So lots of different options in here. If we look at the features, driver assistant, owner's manual towing. This side, you'll see you can kind of customize it. You can leave it there if you want. A fuel economy. Putting this in reverse, here's our backup camera. So we get two different views here. The standard rear view and then kind of the 180 degree in the back. This seems kind of odd to me. This 360 camera is what it almost looks like, but there's no, I don't think we get 360 cameras, but this icon still pops up. So let me know what you all think of that. Then obviously these climate controls on the bottom, they stay, they don't move no matter what screen you're in. Looking over here, we have more gray interior trim across the dash here, normal glove box. And here's kind of the view. Now let's hop in the back and take a look at those seats, as well as listen to the engine. You can see under there, you get one exhaust on the left side. It's really up in there, which is kind of cool to see. You guys can hear that. Sounds better than I thought it would. Back seat. So I am 5'11". We get these pockets here, that's really nice, but I am 5'11". That said, about where I would drive. This cutout in this seat is a lifesaver. So my knees are barely touching. So it is a little smaller, but I could probably ride comfortably back here for a couple hours because the seats are so comfortable. No vents, but we do get chargers and two USB ports there. Center console, pretty small, pretty simple. And then we do get no rear view window. We do get cup holders in the back. This leather is very high quality, I can tell. And it's super comfortable. I'll say that again, I'm sure. But here's our view from the back seat. Let's take this thing for a spin. All right, let's get started. Take this Maverick Lobo for a spin. See how she rides. We're gonna start normal mode. Turn our fan off. First thing you notice when you drive a Maverick is how nimble this thing is. Feels like you're driving a car. Has great visibility throughout the entire cabin. Very simple interior, but it'll get the job done, as I always say. And also, these seats, man, they are comfortable. Say upgrading to the Maverick is, the Lobo is worth it just for these seats. So as I said, the Maverick Lobo sits about a ½ inch. Let's accelerate. This thing is quick. It's so light. It feels so light, handles so well, and it feels really, really quick. A little bit of road noise from those tires, but not terrible. So who would be in the market for a Maverick Lobo? Why would you get a Maverick Lobo compared to a normal Maverick? That's a really good question, if I'm being honest. I mean, there's a distinct difference in the grille, in the interior. There's a couple badges. But to be honest, it's very, very, very similar to, let's say, an XLT. If it was me personally, I'd probably get the Maverick trimmer. It sits lower, but ½ inch in the front and 1.1 in the back. It's not a lot. To be honest, I don't think you could even tell unless you're parked right next to a just normal Maverick. Brakes are good. With that being said, the Mavericks, in my opinion, are fun to drive. They're so nimble on the road. They're very quick. I think this engine does well for this size of truck. For what this is, it doesn't even sound that bad. It's no V8, but for what the engine is, it sounds pretty good. And as I said, the biggest difference in the XLT and even the trimmer I drove is these seats are more comfortable. Thing to see, I know these don't last very long. This truck came in yesterday, and it probably won't even last a week on the lot. And I've tried to review this vehicle a couple times, and I wasn't quick enough to get to them. So there are people buying them, maybe just for the looks. And just the persona of having a street lowrider. It's kind of cool. I really do like the grille compared to the other Mavericks. And I really like in this one in particular. Yeah, see, it's quick. It's quick. This one in particular, I love the blue and black contrast. It's really, really cool. Towing, not so much, but I don't think you're buying this truck to tow. Payload, I mean, with how small the bed is, you're probably not going to fit much in here anyway. So 1,200 pounds, 1,100 pounds is plenty. Let's see, go around these turns here. Also, parking in this truck can be very, very easy. Oh, as I mentioned, this is for someone who drives a car but wants a bed in the back and wants it to tow small things. That's kind of who I see buying the Maverick in general, is, something that gets pretty good fuel economy also for a truck. So, the Maverick is popular. I think it's kind of the sweet spot between car buyers and the truck buyers. kind of a mashup of both. And it's doing really well. I mean, we know that. There's a lot of Mavericks being sold. We're gonna flip this into Lobo mode and see what changes. Wow. Instantly the sound. Sounds like the exhaust note changed a little. ABS control was taken off. The throttle was very light. Kind of cool. I don't see myself using that mode a lot. It's very similar to sport mode. I don't know. Compare that to sport mode, I don't think you could really tell a difference. But that exhaust note sounded like it changed a little bit. You have to let me know in the comments what you all think. Hoping the audio, you could pick that up. Interesting truck. We'll see if the market kind of follows this low riding street performance truck. I know the F-150 Lobo just came out. We'll see kind of how that does. To me, there might be more appeal in the full-size market to have a vehicle like this, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the F-150 Lobo does. I'll try to get my hands on one of those. Probably be a while though. But in the meantime, you have the Maverick Lobo. Go check it out if you're looking for something unique. It's kind of, as I said, in a realm of its own right now. Everybody wants a high lifted off-road truck, but this is pretty good. So let me know what you think about this 2025 Maverick Lobo in the Velocity Blue. I dig it. I dig it.